Imagine you're riding in a car to the store, and nobody's driving. As crazy as it might sound, there really are cars that can drive themselves.
Hello, my name is Justina. I'm working as an engineer at NVIDIA in autonomous driving.
Justina knows all about self-driving cars because she helps make them.
A self-driving car is basically a car that is going to perform all your tasks for you. So it's going to enable you to be transported from place A to place B without you having to engage.
Justina and engineers at NVIDIA are developing supercomputers using artificial intelligence that enable the cars to be self-driving. The computers are what make the cars be able to drive by themselves safely. But how can a car do so much by itself? Self-driving cars can basically see and sense everything around them by using sensors, which are like eyes and ears for the car. The sensors collect all the information the car needs in order to drive safely.
On a typical self-driving car today, you have a variety of sensors, and they include a camera. There is a LiDAR sensor, which is laser-based, and then there is a radar sensor, and then you typically also have type of a GPS that is going to help you out with geolocation.
The cameras can see and hear. The LiDAR can sense how far away objects are, and GPS tells the car where it is on Earth. There are a lot of sensors on these cars that enable them to see and sense 360 degrees. For example, if you were riding in a self-driving car and a dog ran in front of you, the car would be able to sense the dog and any other cars or objects nearby. Then, the car's supercomputer would be able to process all of the information and make the safest decision on how to react as fast as possible.
When you are driven in this car, there is so much information from the sensor coming in that the supercomputer has to process all this information real time. Otherwise, it wouldn't figure how to drive you safely.
So how exactly does AI help make this happen?
A self-driving car needs artificial intelligence because it's extremely complicated to process all the data that are coming in from the sensors and yet in real time.
Artificial intelligence is able to process a lot of information at once because it can multitask very well. The computer can process information in parallel, meaning it can understand all the information from many different sensors at the same time. And self-driving cars can even share the information they gather with other cars. This means they can learn from each other. So the more self-driving cars on the road, the smarter they can be. Self-driving cars are not just cool, they're helpful for the world and will make the road safer and help people from all walks of life.
Everybody who is nowadays not able to drive by themselves because of various conditions that they have, they now don't have to worry about it. For example, blind people. They wouldn't be able to drive in their own car today. But when they use autonomous car, they just get in and the car is going to figure everything for them.
Self-driving cars will be able to help anyone get where they need to go.
Self-driving rideshare is officially a thing in San Francisco, so let me show you how it works. I order my car on the Waymo app. Waymo is Google's autonomous driver program. The car shows up and I unlock it using the app. As you can see, there's no driver. You have to start the ride by pressing that button and then it takes off. This is my first time taking a Waymo without a test driver in there, and it does take some getting used to. You can connect your phone and stream music, or they have radio stations to play, including Up First. I love that Google stands NPR. I was really impressed with how safely it was driving, but sometimes drivers didn't appreciate it and would honk when we were going too slow. The car alerted us when we were 2 minutes away, and then found a safe spot to pull over. And the best part of all is that this ride was absolutely free. When you are a test rider, it is no cost to you. Bye, car.
The Consumer Electronics Show is usually a place for far-out gadgets.
I'm going to get two tomorrow.
But in the center of the fancy new hall this year, among robot arms and holograms, crowds gathered around this 18-ton piece of farming equipment, John Deere's autonomous sprayer. You just turn it loose, and it drives along, spots and kills weeds, no driver, no remote control.
It would take 6,000 people to cover the same amount of ground.
Farming is under intense pressure in the United States. Just ask Travis Center. John Deere brought him here from his farm in Arkansas.
People are moving away from the rural areas, and so you don't have that labor force that you had.
Not only that, Travis is a young farmer at 44. The average age in the U.S. is 57 for farmers, and as they retire, fewer are replacing them. Combine that with billions more people on a warming planet and demand for food forecast to rise by 70 to 100%, we have a problem.
You have less land, more population, more demand for food. We believe technology is the solution to solving that problem.
The concept here is that a family of four could conceivably run an entire farm using a fleet of robots like this.
The Consumer Electronics Show is, in fact, full of agriculture technology. Deere showed us a system that fires 30 seeds into the ground a second and fertilizes each one individually.
This technology, by dosing the seed exactly with the amount it needs, saves over 60% or 93 million gallons of nitrogen.
Leave it to a robot and fields may not even need to be planted in rows any longer.
We've seen a ton of changes over the last 186 years, so let your mind wander and it could happen.
Jake Ward, NBC News, Las Vegas.
Driving cars grow towards becoming a more realistic mode of transportation, there are a lot of exciting new possibilities they can bring. However, they may also come with a few downsides as well. Let's take a look at some of the different pros and cons. Pro, generally reducing accidents and congestion. Most accidents on the road are due to some form of human error, whether it's distraction, impaired driving, or poor decision making. Self-driving cars will have faster reaction times, as well as the ability to communicate with other self-driving cars, which could help them to avoid accidents and even reduce traffic jams. Con, even with lower odds, accidents can still happen due to technology malfunctions or humans driving other cars. And if accidents do happen, who would be at fault? The manufacturer or the car's owner? Pro. Self-driving cars have the potential to completely change our commutes. Since there's no actual driving required, you could use this time to work on the go, incorporating your commute into your workday. But if that's not an option, or if your commute is particularly long, you could use that time to watch TV shows, check social media, or even sleep. Whether we like it or not, the rise of driverless cars is bound to transform transportation in one way or another.